The headquarters of the Yan Alliance was situated in the Xiama Empire. Being the strongest faction within the Xiama Empire, the current size of the Yan Alliance had far exceeded what it was 1 year ago. At least one-third of the area within the middle part of the large empire belonged to the various departments under the Yan Alliance. They were creating a more powerful Yan Alliance while having a clear separation of tasks. The Pill Hall was an extremely important department within the Yan Alliance. This place was able to deliver many different kinds of medicinal pills every day. After which, these medicinal pills would be sent to the merchant hall and were swiftly sold in every corner of the Xiama Empire through the channels of the Primer clan. The current Yan Alliance could already be considered to have become deeply rooted with the empire. The people of the Xiama Empire had also begun to familiarize and understand this large being that was newly established. Some of the factions, who were originally just observing, began to join the alliance at this moment. According to this trend, everyone knew that the Yan Alliance would definitely surpass the position and reputation that the Misty Cloud sect held within the empire back then. The Pill Hall was located near the middle of the capital. Every day, there would be a large number of alchemists that would come to reside here from various empires. Currently, this place had become the biggest exchange ground for alchemists. Various rare medicinal ingredients and unique medicinal formulae could be seen here at any time. After all, some of the deep mountains within the enormous Xiama Empire, where people seldom ventured, hid quite a number of good things. Those people that managed to obtain them by luck would naturally want to take them out to exchange for something else if these things were unsuitable for them. Moreover, due to the war with the three large empires this time around, the reputation of the Xiama Empire and the Yan Alliance had also begun to spread all over this northwestern region. Adding this to some of the newest policies that the empire had come up with resulted in an increasing number of people from other countries hurrying over to this somewhat isolated country with great curiosity. Within a short while, the prosperity within the Xiama Empire had far surpassed that of the past. The Pill Hall of the current Yan Alliance was naturally flourishing to an extent that far surpassed its previous union, the Alchemist Association. The deep region of the Pill Hall was different from the liveliness at the Exchange Hall. It was a series of serene, silent pill refining rooms. This place was specially prepared for the Yan Alliance alchemists to refine medicinal pills. There was a male and female servant standing outside of each pill refining room. If the alchemist within it had any need to pass a message or needed to deal with some other small matter, these servants would immediately settle these issues in an appropriate manner. Some pill refining rooms were utilizing rare purple rocks in the middle areas of the room. This kind of material possessed some ability to seal off the heat and prevent it from seeping out. It was most suitable to be used to construct a pill refining room. However, due to its rarity, there was seldom any alchemist who built it for himself. Of course, the current Yan Alliance was rich and powerful. It was naturally not much of a problem to build a couple of high-grade pill refining rooms. This high-grade pill refining room could only be used by some of the alchemists within the Pill Hall who had reached Tier 4 and above. A regular alchemist could only use those ordinary pill refining rooms in the outer areas. This kind of tier differentiation might have stirred some slight dissatisfaction from some alchemists at the beginning, but once they had gotten used to it as time passed, it had become a great motivator. Alchemists would put in greater effort to practice their medicinal refining skills, hoping for the time when they could enter a high-grade pill refining room to enjoy its benefits. A pill refining room with an exceptionally deep purple color was located in the middle of this high-grade pill refining area. Only Xiao Yan, Fama, and some high-tier alchemists who had reached Tier 5 had the qualification to enter this place. Normally, this place would be considered a forbidden ground of the Pill Hall. An ordinary person or alchemist was forbidden from going near it. Rich medicinal fragrances lingered within this exceptionally well-guarded pill refining room. They turned into different colored fogs that scattered in all directions. There was a stone platform in the middle with a couple of large medicinal cauldrons placed on it. A fierce fiery flame burned within the medicinal cauldron and the hot temperature repeatedly scattered, turning this pill refining room into something like a furnace. A couple of human figures were standing around the stone platform. Their gazes were somewhat solemn while they watched the interior of the medicinal cauldron. With the change of the seal in their hands, the flames within the medicinal cauldron obediently moved. They churned and revealed the various ingredients that were being refined. KK, this method of chief to divide the refinement work really does possess quite a great effect. Originally, these Tier 5 alchemists would have difficulty successfully refining this life-devouring pill. However, now that we have joined hands to refine it, the success rate has rose quite a bit. When they have a better understanding of one another, the success rate will likely soar once again. At that time, the refinement speed of this life-devouring pill will likely rise significantly. Farmer smiled and observed the few medicinal ingredients churning in the medicinal cauldron. He nodding slightly and chuckled to Xiao Yan by his side. Xiao Yan also smiled as he stared intently into the medicinal cauldron. With the ability of these Tier 5 alchemists, they should be able to refine one pill after about 5 days if things were successful. Of course, this was on the precondition of not including failures. If this condition were included, it was likely that they would need half a month before they could refine a life-devouring pill. Of course, the exhaustion when refining the life-devouring pill with the strength of a Tier 5 alchemist was extremely great. It was naturally difficult to successfully refine it in one go. Hence, there were a total of 6 Tier 5 alchemists divided into 2 groups on standby within this pill refining room. The 2 groups took turns to refine. In this way, it would enable them to endure longer. However, this kind of exchanging hands would naturally require great cooperation between all of them. An unknown number of medicinal ingredients had already been ruined in the hands of these people in order to achieve this level of cooperation. 2 life-devouring pills have currently been refined and they will be temporarily left with old hair for safekeeping. The grooming of soldiers who are unafraid to die has also begun. Xiao Yan turned to He Bodong who was smiling with his hands behind him. The selection of the dead soldiers is naturally not a problem. As long as the life-devouring pill is able to keep up with the selection rate, our Yan Alliance should have an additional 10 elite though ranks within half a year. Old Hair fondled his beard and laughed. We will do our best to increase the refining speed a little. If Pharma and I have any free time, we will also refine it. However, I will not remain in the Yan Alliance for a long time. Perhaps I might go on a trip after a period of time. At that time, everything will have to rely on Elder Pharma. Xiao Yan voiced his thoughts. If news came from Little Fairy Doctor's side, he would definitely hurry over. At that time, he could only hand the matters of the Xiama Empire to Big Brother, Old Hair, Elder Pharma, and the others. Moreover, he would not remain in Xiama Empire all the time. The Dou Chi continent was massive with a countless number of experts. Compared to establishing a faction, Xiao Yan was even more interested in traveling the continent to raise his strength. If the Xiao clan didn't need a strength to protect it, he would not have spent so much effort to establish this Yan alliance. Additionally, the current Xiama Empire could no longer help increase Xiao Yan's strength. Only in the vast Dou Chi continent could Xiao Yan swiftly raise his strength. Rescuing Yao Lao and his father as well as searching for Shun would all require a power great enough to support him in order for him to succeed. Hence, Xiao Yan currently had an unusual desire for strength. The current Xiao Yan had to properly arrange some of the big operations within the Yan alliance as quick as possible in order for him to be able to leave with peace of mind. Xiao Yan's heart held a strange anticipation for the Dou Chi continent where experts roamed all over the place. The old me will naturally do my best. However, there is actually one person in the Xiama Empire who is more suitable than me in dealing with this matter. If he is the one who should preside over the refinement of the life-devouring pill, it is likely that the effectiveness will at least double. Pharma smiled and immediately spoke. Oh, who? Xiao Yan asked somewhat doubtfully. He felt startled when he heard this. Pilking Gu He. Pharma hesitated briefly before replying. Xiao Yan knit his brows when heard this name. He immediately nodded and agreed. There is no doubt about the pill refinement skills of Gu He. However, given his relationship with me, it seems that it is somewhat impossible to get him to aid me, right? KK, although Gohi and Chief have had some conflict, neither of you are narrow-minded people. Therefore, the both of you cannot be considered enemies. Although Gohi is somewhat haughty, it is not impossible to get him to join the pill hall. Farmer laughed. Elder Farmer has a solution? Xiao Yan spoke in a startled manner. He naturally understood that Pill King Gohi was a person who possessed a great talent in terms of pill refinement. However, it was because of this great talent of his that made it extremely difficult to recruit him. Such a person did not appear to be the kind who would be willing to submit to someone. If there really was a chance to get Gohi to join the pill hall, Xiao Yan would be able to leave with a reassured heart. Does Chief know about an organization called the Pill Tower in the Douchi continent which is praised highly by a countless number of alchemists? Farmer asked with a laugh. Pill Tower? Xiao Yan knit his brows when he heard the name. For some unknown reason, he felt that this name was somewhat familiar, but he was unable to recall the details. The Pill Tower is a free organization on the continent that was formed by alchemists. This faction has existed since long ago. Even the alchemist tier system was created by them. Although this organization is somewhat loose, its reputation is extremely frightening. It is likely that there are hardly any factions on the entire Douchi continent willing to offend them. Although the Pill Tower might be loose externally, it possesses some members that formed an elite core. These people are undoubtedly renowned alchemists on the Douchi continent. Currently, Gohi's hope is to enter the Pill Tower to train. Farmer softly laughed. However, if one wants to enter the Pill Tower to train, one must have a recommendation from an alchemist association that possesses sufficient weight. Gohi came to look for our alchemist association back then because of this. However, with the ability of our alchemist association, we might still be able to reach within the Xiama Empire, but there is seldom anyone in the Douchi continent who would bother about us. Naturally, we don't possess the qualification to give the Pill Tower recommendation. Hence, I could only reject him back then. The current Pill Hall clearly possesses a greater potential than the Alchemist Association. I believe that the Pill Hall will be able to possess this kind of qualification soon. If Chief uses this to persuade Gohi, I believe that he will agree to join the Pill Hall. Xiao Yan fondled his chin when he heard this. His gaze swept over the bodies of the Tier 5 alchemists who were drenched in perspiration. He nodded a moment later. Yes. We can try.